for you here. It is The Drive. Good morning. Devin, Dixon, Paulie Ratliff, Tara Atkin in on a not just any Monday, a celebratory Monday.
It's a blue Monday,
It is a fired up Devin Dixon this morning. Oh, my goodness.
Did you even go to bed last night, or did you stay up and party the whole night?
I did get my curfew lifted. I lifted my own curfew.
Nice.
Yeah. I still went to bed before midnight.
There you go.
You're like, honey, I need more time on my iPad. I'm researching tickets to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. There was a couple stretch runs of dude, Super Bowl tickets are expensive.
Yeah.
Expensive. Probably pricing me out right now. About $6,000 for the cheapest nosebleed seat at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara.
Okay.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's no good.
Silicon Valley already buying up a bunch of the premium seats and pushing the prices up.
Yeah, no kidding. Jeez.
So, yeah, definitely was looking at that. What a great sports weekend.
Yeah, it was.
It was amazing.
Fantastic sports weekend. I can go back to the high school basketball. We had the Utah Tech SU rivalry game Saturday night. I got to play a round of golf. And then we had the AFC and NFC championship games yesterday.
Yes.
Like, I don't think I could have scripted much better of a weekend for me.
No.
One for the ages.
Yeah. And big rivalries. Like you said, the Utah Tech SUU game, and we had BYU Utah again.
Yeah.
The holy war on the court. So we had two big rivalry games in basketball.
It was
this weekend.
a great weekend. Good call on that holy war matchup. I did watch a little bit of that game Saturday afternoon.
Crazy. Yeah.
And Utah plays BYU pretty tough.
They do.
AJ DeBonds is he's just the best player on the floor every single night.
Yep.
43 points for AJ. All right, let's get into it right off the gate. We're starting to steal our thunder from Paulie here. I see that look.
Yeah, you were starting to steal what I was going to go with.
This
right,
is his pick. Here we
let's
go.
get to it.
There we go.
Spit it out, Paulie. Go ahead.
All right, I'm going to go with AJ, but not just AJ. It's this freshman class as a whole. How about AJ DeBonza, 43 points. Kingston Fleming from Houston, the freshman, 42 points.
Yep.
And Keaton Wagler from the Illinois Fighting Illini, 46 points.
On the road at Purdue, too.
This is the first day in Division I history where three freshmen had a 40-point game since freshmen became eligible to play in 1972.
Wow.
Incredible. This is, I mean, if you're the Jazz and, you're going to be picking top 10, most likely, protected top 8, even more likely.
Yeah.
You've got a shot at AJ, this Keaton Wagler, Kingston Fleming's Boozer's son, Cameron Boozer, Darren Peterson. I think this is the most stacked draft class in recent memory with top-end elite talent. And they all showed it on Saturday. And AJ had some comments about his colleagues amongst the freshman class going off for 40. Even he was impressed by how well they all did.
Yeah, I agree. This is AJ.
It's not coming across for some reason.
Oh, you got it muted down at the bottom on the right.
Good call, Devin.
Look at that.
See, I'm observing.
Part of the day that is actually pretty historic here. Keaton Wagler at Illinois, 46 at Purdue, and then Kingston Fleming's at Purdue. Kingston Fleming's dropped 42 at Texas Tech. It might be the first time ever that three freshmen have dropped 40 plus on the same day. Did you know about either of those before this game was played?
Yeah, we're actually watching Tech versus Houston, so I seen Kingston live when he hit that 42 mark. I was like, yeah, these freshmen going crazy. Like, I feel like we have a crazy class. I think we have one of the best classes in recent years.
What does it feel like to be a part of that freshman class?
I mean, it feels good. I've been playing against these guys since I was 15, starting at EYBL and different camps, Nike academies and Curry camps and stuff like that. So I've done seeing these guys grow, and it's just amazing to be a part of it.
It is.
He's so smooth.
It's a historic freshman class, and he is very well spoken, very cerebral for a kid his age, and it just encapsulated it. He's excited to be a part of it. It's a crazy group, as he said, and I mean, it is just from top to bottom. I think he said in recent years, I can probably think in the last 10 years, I don't think there's been a top-heavy, just 1 to 7, 8 prospects deep of just studs. Like, you got to be happy if you're the Wizards Wizards, if you're the Jazz, if you're the Kings, the Charlotte Hornets, like you are just salivating at the possibility of getting one of these superstars. So that's the best thing I saw. It was AJ DeBon's 43 against Utah, but not only him. Keaton Wagler, Kingston Flemings, they did their thing too. So the freshman class in college hoops is my best thing I saw over the weekend.
Yeah, good stuff. Clearly not the best thing that happened in sports, but very noteworthy.
Historic, baby. Never happened since 1972.
Yeah, well, the Seahawks were founded in 1976, and we are making our fourth trip to the Super Bowl after Sammy D, the guy that was the number 3 overall pick in that 2018 draft class. He bounced around. He lands on his 5th team. They gave up on him in New York. They gave up on him in Carolina. They didn't want to pay him in Minnesota. And he's going back to even San Francisco because the Super Bowl bound Seattle Seahawks. Sam Darnold lights it up, Paulie.
Yes.
300
legacy game.
and 46 yards. And not 1, not 2, but 3 touchdowns. And guess what? The old goose egg in the turnover department. He didn't turn the ball over. Everybody shut the front door. Sammy D is the king of Seattle yet again.
The king. That's right,
He
baby.
owns those little lambs. He is the king of Seattle. He knows how to get the ball to JSN. 10 catches for $153. Including a key 14-yard catch to final drive that helped run out the clock.
Yeah.
That was huge.
Yeah.
Your boy in Jigba,
Cooper Kupp.
I think he was the star
yeah.
of the show. I know Sam Darnold dragged through the mud throughout a lot of the big games in his career, hadn't been able to deliver, but he did. But without Njigba, he becomes the 5th player
crazy.
with 10 receptions, 150 yards, and a touchdown in the conference championship game. He joins Julio Jones, Pierre Garçon, Ike Hilliard, and Michael Irvin as the only 4 others that did that in a conference championship game.
Wow.
He lit it up. And that one-hander on the
that
sideline,
was so crazy.
that was unreal.
He does it all the time.
Okay.
It doesn't mean it's not
business
cool.
as usual, right?
Yeah.
One-hander in the conference championship game, no big deal.
No big deal. No big deal. That's JSN for you.
Okay.
Dang.
Cooper Kupp was clutch too.
Cup
He
was too
was.
as well.
4 catches with that touchdown. He had a couple clutch 3rd down conversions.
Yeah.
The low one that he made a move and had to get some yak yards to get the
Yeah.
first down. There was some big plays against his former team.
That was the one where I said they love Coop.
They do, yeah, 'cause
And
you
then
can hear the
Tara
whole
was like,
crowd,
that
they're like,
throw was
"Coop!"
terrible. It was a good thing
It
Coop
was a
caught
horrible throw.
It was a
so
low
it was
ball.
amazing that he caught it.
Look, and I got to give credit. I got to give credit to this Rams team. McVay, Stafford, Puka.
Kyron, he played well.
They're good.
Yeah.
And they fought back late, and they kept it close, and they were driving down there. They were in the red zone, and unfortunately, they tried to go at Devin Witherspoon on 3rd and 4th down, and he was blanketing the defenders. Absolutely blanketing the defenders. There was just, I'm not sure what Stafford, he did. I just don't think anybody was open. I don't think he had any better options. Feels good. 4th trip to the Super Bowl.
Going to
We've
the
won
Super
one.
Bowl.
I told my wife weeks ago, I said, if Seattle goes, I really want to try to get out there.
Yeah.
And so while I'm ecstatic today, I felt myself a little bit down after the game just because of the ticket prices.
Oh.
Well, I mean, I can't just buy one ticket.
Yeah.
You got to have people go with you.
So you need at least 2.
At least my son would never let me hear the end of it.
Right.
That's
He's a
right.
poor college student. He can't afford a ticket. I don't even know if I can afford a ticket.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, you can just throw it on the plastic, but that's an expensive ticket to sit nosebleed.
Yeah.
So I'm watching ticket prices. There's a thought, I did my research, Paulie. So as a Seahawks homer and apologist, I was checking out the events out in Santa Clara. Do you realize that Noah Khan is playing a couple days before?
Well, you love him.
Noah Khan's great.
You've seen him at the Gorge.
I saw him. Gosh, it's almost been a year and a half ago now.
That's right.
But yeah, he's got a new album dropping this
Folksy,
year.
I like him.
Got a new album dropping this year. Maybe just take the fam out there.
Yeah.
Tour through the redwood forest. You know, maybe we just tailgate. I mean, maybe we don't go to the game, but we go to Santa Clara and just take in the Super Bowl events. I don't know. I haven't
mind that.
I haven't processed through this. This is all fresh.
I think that would be fun too. Like you said, just go tailgate and then
Boots
watch.
on the ground.
Yeah. You know, Rams got to be feeling the agony over the loss. LA, so good on the road. It's tough. That's how key Seattle's 7 regular seasons to get the number 1 seed, and then to have to go through San Fran and through LA, divisional teams again to get to the Super Bowl. Seahawks fans are feeling pretty good right now.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no love lost between Niner fans and Seahawks fans and Ram fans and Seahawks fans, and Rams and Niners fans don't like each other much. And then there's Arizona. They're just whatever.
Yeah.
Nobody hates Arizona because they're just not very good.
Right.
And so it's hard to hate them.
Yeah.
But man, key moments, clutch execution. There was the catch you described, the one-handed catch.
Yes.
That was incredible. There was the muffed punt. The muffed punt was the only turnover of the game.
Yeah.
And that became a big one because Tariq Young recovered that ball in the red zone, and they scored one play later on a nice post. Fake the corner, go to the post by Jake Bobo, his 4th catch of the season for
That's
Bobo.
right. I want actually, if we can find, I'm going to try and find that because the call in that Bobo touchdown, it was Burkhardt was calling the game.
Devin
right?
Burkhardt and Tom
He
Brady.
actually sounded surprised that it was Bobo. Like when Bobo caught the he's like, Bobo.
Where did he come from?
Yeah, it was hilarious.
I do know what you're talking
Let me
about.
try and find that.
Sorry.
You got it?
No, let me.
I think I got it.
She's got the Jackson Smith and Jigba TD queued up there.
My bad.
Which is obviously a nice little corner route. Sammy D took in there, stood his time.
Hang on.
And actually took a hit here at the end. Watch the hit.
Hang on.
And Sammy played great.
He did. He
did.
played a legacy game.
He was the MVP of the game. No question about it.
Listen to Burkhardt.
Darnold to throw. Back, hit, throws, end zone, caught! Touchdown! Jake Bobo!
He's even surprised that Bobo, who was 35-1 to score, by the way. Bobo.
Yeah.
That was impressive.
I took 3 anytime touchdowns yesterday.
Yeah.
Hit them all.
And you hit all
There
of them.
you go,
Yeah.
buddy.
Had Puka, had Jackson Smith, and had Cup.
There you go.
My flyer was Cup. Could have took Kyron and Walker.
There's a lot of touchdowns in this game. You could have gotten a few guys.
And the reason is because I was there a month ago in that 38-37 overtime game, and there was a bunch of points scored in that game. These two teams just know each other so well. Their offenses execute so well. Number 1 offense versus the number 1 defense. Rams' offense has been ranked 1 all year.
Yeah.
And they still scored enough points to win.
Yeah, they did.
You know, I thought the taunting penalty on Reek Woolen was really going to cost us. I was losing my marbles.
That was crazy.
First of all, I didn't think it was that egregious, but I don't know what he said.
Seen worse.
Yeah, he's trash talking with somebody on the sideline. I did see that Reek went over and maybe apologized to McVay and congratulated him after the game. I thought that was a classy act by Reek.
I thought it was a nice snipe by Devontae Adams, who kind of got the attention of the official whenever all that stuff was going on.
Yeah.
You know? There was going to be no flag until he said, hey, look at this, look at this. You know, he kind of saw him come over, sprint over, and to kind of show the official what was going on because his back was to Woolen in the whole interaction.
You know, that was a key 3rd and long. He breaks up the pass, nearly gets an interception, and then he gets flagged for taunting. The Rams get a fresh set of downs, and on the very next play, Stafford throws it to Puka for a 34-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
And so that one was a big play.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Devin Witherspoon's game-sealing 4th down stop in the back of the end zone.
Oh, yeah.
Was key. The Darnold to Cup 3rd down conversion. And JSN, I mean, just every play he makes feels big, doesn't it? He just comes up with big plays at the right time. The 14-yard touchdown score. You know, I thought the Seahawks defense maybe catching a little break at the very end of the game. Puka Nacua comes down inbounds, sliding out of bounds.
That was crazy.
The referee said he didn't get out of bounds.
Yeah.
And that doesn't stop the clock. So instead of like from the 40, one Hail Mary into the end zone to potentially, win the game or set up an opportunity to win the game.
Right.
If there's a defensive penalty or something and you get one untimed down, the game was over. And that was a big sigh of relief because Stafford threw a little dot to Puka Nacua on a deep crossing route with 10 seconds left. And had they signaled, out of bounds, there would have been 3 seconds remaining and one more play. And you felt like that might have been all Matthew Stafford needed was one more play.
One more play. Yeah. I initially thought he did go out of bounds, but because he kind of landed on top of the defensive player and then slid out. Like on the replay.
What was the biggest play of the game?
See.
Was it the muff punt? Was it the game-sealing stop? Well, I mean, JSN, Cooper Kupp.
I think the Cooper Kupp touchdown was kind of the momentum changer. I think kind of got the Seahawks thinking in the realm of we're going to win this game. I think that's when the hope started to dwindle for the Rams, is when Cooper Kupp scored.
Crucial moments down the stretch, and Sam Darnold gets the monkey off of his back. Nobody can say what they say about Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen. How about all these quarterbacks, Josh Rosen, all those quarterbacks that were in that 2018 draft class?
Yeah.
And he's in the Super Bowl, and none of them have been there.
That's amazing.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
When he was on the Panthers and
Lamar Jackson was the 32nd pick in that draft, and he was the number 3 pick, and he is going to a Super Bowl before Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
You let that resonate, and you're like, let's go, Sammy D.
I mean, this was the guy in 2019. I had to remember.
Was seeing ghosts.
Yes, seeing ghosts. The quote was, "I'm seeing ghosts," a viral phrase referring to being overwhelmed by the defensive pressure in a 33-0 loss to the Patriots as a Panther. And now he's in the Super Bowl.
But I don't know where it clicked for Sam Darnold. If it was that year in Carolina, or if it was the year in San Francisco, or if it was the year in Minnesota with Kevin O'Connell and playing with Jettas, where he put up big numbers.
Well, I think it started with Shanahan. That's when the kind of the evolution began. I think that's where he got the most help. Then went with O'Connell, had great receivers there, kind of blew up.
And he just lit up Shanahan 41-6 2 weeks ago, and he just knocked the Rams out and threw 346 and 3 TDs.
But even the great season he had last year, he faltered at the end. And that was the storyline with Sam Darnold headed into the offseason, is will this guy ever be able to win a big game?
And he did.
And he did.
And he did. And there's something you have to be said. We talk about how important it is to build a culture in high school and how hard it is in college with the NIL era and guys coming and going and your roster transforming year in, year out. And you're getting 30, 40, 50 new football players on your team every year. And you're, out of your 14, 15 basketball players, you're changing out half of them, it feels like, every year. It's hard to build and instill that culture. You have to redo it every year. Seattle has a culture. And the thing I love about Seattle right now is John Snyder built this team. And when Mike McDonald came in, he didn't try to change it. He didn't say, I need my guys. He just said, John, you keep building the roster. I'll keep coaching the roster.
What would
John do?
JD.
Yeah. In John, we trust.
WWJD. What would John do?
And the difference between Sam Darnold in Minnesota and Seattle is the locker room and the culture. And I think the belief in the defense is obviously better. Even though they gave up some points again, 27 points yesterday.
Yeah.
They still played well in moments.
They did.
That's a good Rams offense.
Solid offense, for sure.
I mean,
a lot of playmakers.
If the Patriots score 27, they got a chance to win in the Super Bowl. I mean, you got a chance to win if they can score 27. I don't know if Drake May can do that, though. We'll see. Are you guys surprised by the line? The line is already opened at 5. Seattle favored by 5. How do you feel about that, Tara?
Yeah, our Patriots correspondent.
Yeah, I mean, I'm rooting for the Patriots, obviously, but I'm a little nervous for them. Not gonna lie.
Yeah,
but I don't know if 5 is. I would think it'd be closer to 2.5 or something. But
3, maybe.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big number.
So that is a big
It
number.
opened
We'll
at
see.
4.5. It quickly moved to 5. So, Seahawks fans are pretty excited, probably throwing some dollars down last
on that.
night.
Yeah.
But so is New England. New England should be very excited.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, to go in there and survive, dodge a couple missed field goals, winning a snowy second half. We'll get into that game, too.
Yeah, we will.
All right, we got to get into big deal, no big deal when we come back, though. We got to take a break. One more thing, best thing, Tara, did you have something?
No, that's okay. Let's go to a break.
No. I didn't mean to forget you.
Yes.
No.
Go.
You're
Go,
fine.
buddy.
I got long-winded on my
Okay.
Seahawks, justifiably so. I'm on cloud 9 this morning.
I was gonna go with the Patriots and Drake May, but we're gonna save that for for big deal, no big deal. So this is my best thing then. So Kucherov won in the shootout, scores the goal to win the shootout
Okay.
against the Blackhawks, and this is what happened. I'm just gonna play it.
The only two players in the NHL right
Nice
now.
course
The whole
of booze.
crowd's booing him.
He's reveling right now in the boos that are raining down on him.
Kucherov for the lead. Chips it over the shoulder and scores.
And then he gives him
And
the
then he
shh.
silences him. He's like, shh.
Okay, I didn't see
like the
that.
silencer.
I didn't
Oh,
see
yeah.
that. I'm glad you picked that because that was a cool play.
Oh yeah. Does it go right through the 6 hole? Looks like.
5 hole, Tara. 5 hole.
He's got a corrector. That's right.
Yeah.
Corrector.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was my best thing.
But hey, I mean, up the middle in baseball.
Oh, no, don't try.
Here we go again. Yeah. Soccer, now
and
baseball.
baseball. And
Yeah. All right, let's get to a break. We're loaded. It's a Monday
I love
morning.
it.
We are so glad you're locked and loaded with us. We're going to have a fun show today from the Finley Hyundai studios. We're off and running, back in a flash. Hey, welcome back, everybody. It's The Drive on a Monday, not just any Monday. My Seattle Seahawks are going to the Super Bowl. I'm all fired up.
Yeah.
Finley Hyundai Studios, Devin, Tully, and Tara. Mondays, we got a big segment called Big Deal, No Big Deal. And let's do it right now.
All right, let's get it started.
I'm ready.
Big deal, no big deal. Just for you. Sam Darnold kills off the worries of big game woes and throws for 346 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions to eliminate the doubt about his abilities in big games.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't worried.
It's got to be a big
Wasn't
deal,
worried.
right?
No, it's no big deal.
Oh, my gosh.
No big deal.
Okay.
None.
See, he's trying to spin it now.
Sammy D believes in himself, and he's found a home in Seattle. And John Snyder has given him what looks like the most team-friendly deal of all time. I mean, $100 million. We got Sammy D for 3 more years.
That's right.
Like, are you kidding me? Like, Lamar Jackson's going to go $71 million plus against the cap
76.
this year. $76 million plus.
Yes.
Sammy D on a 4-year, $100 million contract seems like a bargain, and he came up clutch, and I was not surprised whatsoever. I know in the first 2 meetings, everybody was talking about how, he had 2 touchdowns and 6 interceptions against the Rams.
Correct.
I understand that first game when they lost 21-19 in L.A., he did not have a good performance. Everybody has a bad performance during a 17-week regular season, and that was Sammy D's bad performance. But this, in the biggest stage, being at home with the 12s, the game plan was good. You've got playmakers. Like, he did his job and executed that offense perfectly. They had just enough run game with K9, and they had enough weapons to really spread the ball out and make it easy. And Sammy looked under control all day long. He never looked panicked. He never looked like he was seeing ghosts. He never looked like he was rattled or frustrated at all at any point during the game. He really had a calm demeanor.
Yeah.
Fighting an oblique.
Yeah.
So putting up 31 points against this Rams team and going and punching your ticket to the Super Bowl, Sammy D's the king of Seattle, and it's really not a big deal. I kind of expected it. I'm being honest. I'm not being facetious. I really expected Sam Darnold to play well in this game.
It is a big deal. I did not expect it because Sam Darnold, this is from Twitter, Dante Kolopitz Fleming on Twitter. Sam Darnold.
That guy don't know crap. That's a fake account.
This is a stat, so it can't be fake. Sam Darnold had 20 giveaways in the regular season, the most in the NFL. He is the first QB since Eli Manning in 2007 to make the Super Bowl in the same season that he led the NFL in giveaways. So, I'm still thinking this is a big deal. This is the same guy that's thrown up on himself in multiple big games. So, yes, it is a big deal that he finally had the legacy game, didn't lose 27-9 to the Rams last year like he did when he was on the Vikings. He played big and had a legacy game, so it is a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, not all those were interceptions. He had some
Fumbles, they still
fumbles
count.
lost.
They
There
still
were some
count.
breakdowns on the offensive line. But when you look at the season for Seattle, who cares that Sam Darnold had 20 giveaways? After that performance, do we even care? Come on, that's no big deal. We won the game.
I know.
We're in the Super Bowl. We're going to win the Super Bowl.
Doesn't the process matter to you, not just the result? Doesn't the process matter a little bit to you?
No, new organization, new chemistry. Obviously, he had a couple bad plays throughout the course of the season, but so does every franchise quarterback.
Yeah.
Like, nobody plays a perfect season. There's no such thing. There's never been in the history of the game, nor will there ever be a perfect season where a quarterback doesn't have
Not
a giveaway.
asking for
Turnover.
perfect. I'm just asking to not lead the league in giveaways.
Internal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Turnovers.
Is it really affecting Seattle whatsoever?
Their defense is so good, so it's not. And he played really well in this game.
Yeah, so I'm not worried about it. It's no big deal.
But is there worry from you that he could have a bad game in the Super Bowl?
Nah.
All right.
No.
No worries from this guy.
No worries.
The
Yeah.
Blue Mondays
Sammy D!
surging through his veins today. All right.
Oh,
All
my
right.
goodness.
It's still a big deal because he definitely had his struggles in big games.
You're entitled to your opinion.
All right. All right.
I can vehemently disagree.
Yeah.
And I'd like you to. Why don't you get into it? Tell me what's wrong with my assertion.
Yeah, I mean, 300 plus yards
I
and
get
3
it. I've already
touchdowns and no
said that he had
turnovers
a
in the
good
biggest
game.
game of the season. Who cares? I mean, even when he had the 4 interceptions against the Rams in the first meeting in the regular season, they only lost the game 21-19, and they had a chance to win it late. Like, they still almost won that game, and that was a season-high game in turnovers.
That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, a fifth of his turnovers came in that one game, and they only lost by 2. It's a team effort. It's
All
a
right.
team effort. He had an off day. We haven't seen him play bad since. He needed that game for the wake-up call to take that Super Bowl title back to Seattle.
Yeah.
And so I look at that 4 interception game in the first meeting between the Rams as a blessing in disguise, Paulie. That's how I see it.
Yeah. And he does. I mean, you mentioned it. The 2018 draft class had Baker at number 1, Lamar picked in the first round, end of the first round, 32nd, Josh Allen. So, like, this is
Trevor
Lawrence.
How incredible is it
There was a bunch
that
of
Sam Darnold is in the Super Bowl before all of them?
Yes.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Justin Herbert, Dak Prescott, like all of these.
Was
Yeah.
Dak in that class too?
I believe so.
I think she's just saying quarterbacks
That
that
haven't
don't-
made the
that
Super
haven't
Bowl.
made
Not
the Super
just
Bowl.
in that, yeah, but your elite
But
ones.
still good quarterbacks in the NFL that still haven't sniffed where he's at. I mean, Dallas and Dak haven't been past the divisional round in his entire career.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
for Darnold to do what he did, it is a big deal. I know you're saying nonchalant. It's not. You expected this, but it is
You
a big
are
deal.
judged on how you do in the playoffs. You do grade heavily
Yeah.
on that, Paulie.
Any sport.
And you are very critical on guys that shrink in the postseason.
I have been.
And you've got to give credit where credit was due.
Absolutely.
And he outdueled Matthew Stafford
He
yesterday.
did. He was the better
He was
quarterback.
head to head, as equal as they could play. They both played great. Let's be honest.
Yeah, Stafford had a great game too.
And Stafford was really short with announcers, and McVay was really short with reporters when asked about if Matthew Stafford was going to come back next year. I mean, 18 years in the league. If he comes back, he deserves the right to. He's still playing great. He played like the MVP. Don't you think Stafford's got more in the tank?
Yeah,
No.
I think I found that too.
Yeah, I think
McVay
he was
sounding
very
off on Stafford.
annoyed. Yes.
Yeah, he was somewhat pissed by the question. It seemed
I watched
like.
a lot of post game. I saw this last night.
Yeah.
I didn't see this till this morning, but he seemed a little peeved off.
Well,
when
he
asked
just
the
lost
question.
a chance to go to the Super Bowl.
Of course, obviously, but if Stafford comes back, that could be good for the Rams. But this is what McVay had to say.
Matthew Stafford to be back next season.
Yeah, if he still wants to play, what the hell kind of question is that?
Oh wow.
Yeah. You have to ask him. We've been totally present. I know that if he wants to, he's still playing at a pretty damn good clip. I mean, he's the MVP of the league, and if he's not, I got respect for everybody else, but this guy played at a level that's just different. I appreciate you guys this year. Thank you.
And he walks
No, I know. He's like,
Yeah, I mean, look.
I don't think he actually really appreciates him.
I mean,
No coach or player loves the media
No,
when
they
they
don't.
when they lose.
when you lose with a Super Bowl on the line,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
don't want to go do that
No,
interview.
no.
And one question kind of sets you off, and it's your excuse to exit. He kind of
Yeah.
used that reporter.
He
It's not
did.
a horrible question. I mean, it's a fair question, but it's hard 10 minutes after a loss to analyze 6 months of your life 6 months from now.
Yeah.
Correct.
Because it's at Matthew Stafford's age, it is a big commitment in the offseason, your body, what you eat, what you intake,
We
what
were
you
hearing
do.
about Stafford's back this offseason, how it
Right.
might call it quits.
Yeah.
Might be retirement for Stafford. There was talk of that
He must
in the
have-
offseason.
He must have a really good health team around him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because he looks to me to be in a lot better shape than Brady did at his age. And he was always more mobile than Brady anyway. He always moved more free flowing.
better athlete.
Yeah. Which makes no disrespect to Tom Brady. I'm taking nothing away from what he accomplished. It's just the facts are the facts. Stafford's a little bit more mobile in the pocket, a little quicker, happier feet. Even to Detroit, he would run it a little bit if he had to. So, yeah, good question there, reporter. Just McVay didn't want to answer.
It was a bad timing. Yeah.
It was bad.
I would
timing.
ask something else.
Yeah. Probably.
I don't know what.
Read the room a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all right.
I mean, it is going to be a big question surrounding the organization that they're going to need to get answers to, because if they're going to need to know before the draft if he's planning on coming back or not.
Right.
Because you got to draft a quarterback if he's not coming back in the second or third round, probably.
I would assume so.
You know, you got to have somebody that maybe could potentially be the future guy, and that's hard to find in the second or third round after the top guys have been all drafted. But it's probably a situation the Rams will have to do and look at closely. And maybe
if the Rams need a quarterback, maybe Dante Moore will come back. He'll
and
declare for the draft.
And there's a free agent market out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some guys out there.
Yeah, I mean, Russell Wilson could answer the bell.
Oh, man.
Oh.
I think I made a statement that he'll never start again, and I think I believe that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gonna
You think
stand by
he's
that, huh?
holding the clipboard the rest of his career?
I think so.
All right, where are we going next?
All right, next one. Big deal, no big deal. BYU hosts #1 Arizona to the Marriott Center tonight, where the Cougars are dominant but are a home dog to Arizona tonight, with the current spread favoring the Wildcats by 3.
Yeah, this is an interesting game. I watched Arizona in their latest installment was against, coincidentally, West Virginia this weekend. Watched that game on CBS.
That was hard to swallow.
It was a very hard game to watch. Arizona has...
What was it, 80-something to 50-something?
Yeah, it was a 40, 35-point blowout. I mean, Arizona's a different breed, but I think BYU is in that breed. You know, they're one of the top of the Big 12. When I look at the Big 12, it's Arizona, Houston, Iowa State, BYU, Texas Tech. Those 5 are the top 5 in the conference.
Texas Tech just
beat
won
Houston
at Houston.
Yeah.
No,
at
it was a home game for Tech? Okay.
Yeah, home game for Tech, but still beat Houston despite the Flemings kids scoring 42. So those are the top 5. And if you want to move into the top 3, if you're BYU, I think they're about number 4 or 5 right now in the Big 12. If they beat Arizona, you put the entire conference, the entire nation, the entire public on notice that you are legit.
Well,
you are for real.
Look, this is a big deal. This is a big opportunity to become a big deal.
You get the home day
You're
with these
playing
guys.
an undefeated 20-0 team.
Yes.
That's 7-0 in conference.
Yeah.
You gotta find a way to win this game at home
Yeah.
if you want to be considered a national championship top contender. That's
Yes.
what's at stake. The conference is not on the line tonight.
No.
A seed in the dance is not on the line tonight for either of these teams.
Both these teams are in the tournament already.
Now, you could argue a one-line seed is on the line
Yes.
for BYU, because if you win this game, you have an instant huge resume for the one line.
Yes, and when you look at Arizona's team, one thing where BYU can exploit them is they only make about 6.5 3-pointers per game. They shot well against West Virginia from 3, but generally they don't. They're more of an inside-out team with Pete, Krivas, this Jaden Bradley. They've got a lot of stars that like to drive to the hoop. So, and play on the post game. This Krivas can shoot a 3, but he likes to play down low. So it's going to be interesting how BYU attacks this Arizona system. Tommy Lloyd just runs a ton of guys off the bench too. It seems like John Rothstein, the college basketball reporter for CBS, every time Arizona wins a game, he says, Tommy Lloyd, grab your passport. And that's his signature tweet, because Arizona's got so many international players. It's unbelievable, all the Euros and just flair that they have from other countries. So it's going to be a fun game. I mean, I personally think BYU is going to win at home. Marriott Center crowd's going to be on fire. This is going to be an undefeated team coming in, an opportunity to knock off #1. I think the BYU wins tonight behind Debanza, Saunders, and Wright.
It's going to be a big opportunity for the Cougars. This is a big deal. You got John Shambi, Fran Fraschilla.
Big call.
Calling the game. It's on ESPN, 7 o'clock. You're right. Marriott Center is going to be rocking.
Yes.
Big one on a big Monday for BYU hosting Arizona. 13 in the rankings, BYU. #1 Wildcats coming to Provo, Utah.
Yeah.
Big deal.
It's going to be a fun game. All right. Big deal, no big deal. Drake May becomes the first member of the 2024 draft class to make it to the Super Bowl as the Patriots defeat the Broncos 10-7.
Yeah, the 2024 class, very, very notable. You look at Caleb, Jaden Daniels, now Drake May. I mean, 3 quarterbacks have already went into the playoffs and gone deep, and now Drake May has gone the farthest of any of them. So Oh, it's almost time for me to, kind of surrender, with Jaden Daniels' injury concerns and Drake May being in the Super Bowl and having a near MVP year.
Wow.
It might be time for me to finally relent and let Drake May be the top quarterback in the class.
So you were wrong.
Because I was wrong. I was wrong, unfortunately, because I don't know that Jaden's going to be a very healthy quarterback throughout the rest of his career. It seems like Drake May's style of play is just more sustainable, frankly.
You're putting a lot of emphasis on this season.
I know. I put a lot of emphasis on last season when Jaden was killing it.
Yeah.
And I was carrying that through the summer and into this year. And then I was massively disappointed and reminded how injury prone he is by her quite frequently.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's going to become the second youngest quarterback to ever start in a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Crazy.
He is young. He's 23. A finalist for the MVP. Chance to give the Patriots their 7th Super Bowl title. Not going to happen, but he's got a chance to, which would break a tie for the most all time. This is a revenge game that May had nothing to do with for Seahawks fans, though.
Yeah.
The Butler had everything to do with it.
He did. Nothing. Drake May has no collateral damage to Seahawks fans yet.
Drake May gets the bulk of the credit and really is the single biggest reason why the Patriots went from a 4-13 team in 2024 to flipping that number to 14-3 in 2025. Say what you want about the schedule, it's still tough to win in the NFL.
Yes.
Right.
And I know they played a softer schedule, but look,
hey, they're still winning the
they're
playoffs
still
and going to the Super Bowl.
They're still winning. Had to go through a snowy Denver. Yes, there was no Bo Nix.
Yeah.
What did you think of Stidham's performance yesterday?
He had
was
some
fine.
really highs and lows.
Yeah, he had some highs and lows.
Yeah.
It was a little less than I thought. I thought he would play a little bit better.
Yeah, you were higher on Stidham on Friday.
Yeah.
You thought he would play better, but I just didn't. I think that Sean Payton going for it and not kicking that field goal. I know hindsight's 2020. It's obviously 2020, and the 3 would have tied the game at 10-10.
I thought McVay should have took the field goal and made it 31-30 with 4 minutes and some change to go in the Seahawks game too. There's still a lot of clock
likes to
left.
take the points anymore.
I know.
They want to go for it, but the play that sent the Patriots to the Super Bowl was not by design.
He called his own number.
This is from Andrew Callahan, who is a Patriots reporter columnist for the Boston Herald. He said the play that sent the Patriots to the Super Bowl was not by design. It was Drake May taking the game into his own hands on a naked bootleg for the ages. Quote, I hit my block and all the defenders started running the other way. I'm like, what? Oh, my God. That's what Drake May said. So he just saw a ton of open grass in front of him and took it into his own hands. And that shows that he's got that was his
center that said that.
Oh, it was. Okay.
His center, not Drake Mason.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
The center said, I hit my block, and he saw all the defenders running the other way. Yeah. He was the one that was like, oh, my gosh, there goes Drake. You know?
Yeah, he's going.
Yeah. There's a lot of field in front of him. So, that play was really iconic in the game because that was when you knew the Patriots won.
Yeah.
That was kind of the final
first
straw that broke the camel's back.
What was it? It was 3rd and 6, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. There was about 1:50 left.
They would have had one more grasp
and he outruns the guy on a naked bootleg. And that was they're saying that was an improv play. That was Drake just improving. That was not the play design that came in originally by the coaching staff of New England.
Yes.
Which is incredible.
Oh, yeah.
Incredible.
And let's play this clip.
Is this the play?
No. This is after the game, but I'm getting T-shirts made for all you guys. It says this. Hang on, we'll go.
We're live in South Boston right now.
It's after the win.
Real quick, you want to give a message to Drake May ahead of the game? What do you want to say, Gene?
We're all we got.
We're all we
need.
Gay for May!
You know what?
Gay for May!
As a gay man, I also am gay for May.
So y'all are getting T-shirts that say "Gay for May" from
like
me.
That.
I could have done without that clip this morning.
Okay.
No, you couldn't have.
Oh, my goodness. Look, Drake, do your thing, man. Do your thing. Do your thing. And Sammy D will do his.
Yeah,
and we'll
that's
see
right.
what happens. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm a lot less nervous about this Patriots matchup than I was the first time when they played at State Farm Stadium down in Glendale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I like that. I like the optimism.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. Any more questions? Big deal, no big deal in the books? On a Monday, we only do it on Monday.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's take a break. You have one more?
I do have, well, yeah, I've got 2 more.
Oh, well, let's go.
Okay. But
You're supposed to pipe in and say, yeah, I got more.
We can just do like one more. Big deal, no big deal. Our local hockey team's going in different directions. The Utah Mammoth, winners of 5 in a row, while the Golden Knights have lost 3 out of their last 5.
Interesting stuff there.
Yeah.
As I watched the Mammoth, they had a snow game in Nashville. They moved the start time up from, I think, 5 maybe 7 p.m. Eastern, all the way up to 11:30 Mountain Time. I got to watch it in the early morning, and the Mammoth won 4-2 over the Preds. That's their 5th straight, like Tara mentioned. They should get Logan Cooley back. All things good in the realm of the Mammoth. I think that they're rolling along just fine. And then the Knights, yeah, they're struggling a bit. Despite Mark Stone's historic point streak, they just really haven't been winning. So I think it's goaltender issues. I think they've got some issues defensively on the blue line as well. But that's why they brought in Rasmus Anderson. So it should be interesting to see how he fits into the fold and how the blue line looks in the next couple weeks. But the Knights have been scoring, just not getting enough defense and goaltending from their group. So they are heading in opposite directions. Good point there.
Yeah, it's a little alarming if you're a Knights fan. And you, the way you phrase it, you're like, oh my gosh, the Knights are going the wrong direction. Let me just remind you, they still lead their division. They still have 62 points. They're in first place, ahead of Edmonton and Connor McDavid.
Yeah.
So, like, the way you phrase that makes you think, oh, the Knights are in the cellar.
Yeah.
They're going the wrong direction. Oh, they're still leading their division.
That's
so
right.
this is a blip in the radar. This is no big deal again. A no big deal.
Big deal.
Panic Paul. He can panic all he wants.
Another nickname.
Panic
Polly.
Yeah. I got a lot of them.
Yeah. Mammoth are still 4th in their division. They have to win. These are big games. Knights still have 4 more points than the Mammoth.
Yeah.
They're not going to catch Colorado.
No. Or Dallas.
Or Minnesota.
Or Dallas or Minnesota.
So they've got to keep winning and keep pace ahead of Nashville and Chicago and other teams for that wild card berth.
They got to stay in that mix.
Yeah, so,
all year long.
And look, like, I'm not trying to sugarcoat it too much, but the Knights have lost what?
3 out of 5.
3 out of 5?
Yeah.
3 out of their last 5.
But they're 7-3 in their last 10.
So it's deceptive.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
okay.
Not, yeah.
Should have done the last 10.
7-3 out of their last 10. So I'm not really going to buy that one. It's no big deal.
All right. He doesn't like it.
Yeah. No.
Let's see what you're doing there.
Yeah.
Let's see what you're doing there.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go to break.
Let's go to break, she says. Back in a flash on the drive. When we come back, I want to check in on Paulie's journey and see you weighed over the weekend.
I did.
And we want to talk about that with soda weight loss when we come back. It's the drive. Who's down with Panic Paulie? What's going on? Welcome back, everybody. Having way too much fun. Tara's in a good mood. She's excited for Drake May in the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah,
she is.
Clearly, we're going to disagree for the next 2 weeks vehemently.
Yes.
That's okay.
Look at her dying on her sword of Drake May. Not even being in studio support of our buddy.
I know.
Look at that. Just leaving you on the curb.
Yeah.
Not me, though.
Not worried about it.
I'm rooting for the Seahawks.
I'm not worried about it.
Okay.
Yeah, you're smart.
Yeah, I'm smart.
They're the better team. Better team. We've got Paulie on a journey to start the new year with soda weight loss. And Paulie, a couple weeks into the program now, and how's things going? Give us a little bit of an update.
Yeah, we're 3 weeks in. We started at 349 pounds. We're down to 337. So 337.7. So basically 338. But feeling much better. Mental clarity is there. Physically feeling a lot better. And I couldn't say the same about when I was taking Ozempic or the semi-glutide compound. I know a lot of people like that. They're losing weight with it. It's quick, it's easy, but it's not for the long term, in my opinion. My personal example, once I got off of it, I gained most of the weight that I lost back. So this is a sustainable weight loss. This is a nutrition, scientifically backed weight loss that you can get behind in the new year. So soda weight loss has been a great thing for me, and it can be for you too. Absolutely.
All right. So down 12 pounds, basically? 13 pounds?
Like 11 and a half.
11 and a half pounds.
11 and a half pounds in 3 weeks.
That's
so
progress.
Pretty good. Yeah.
That's progress. That's great. Good job. Keep it going. Big week this week?
Big week. We're starting another week of stringent dieting, which the boot camp is almost over. It's a 4-week boot camp, so I'm almost done with that. Then it eases up a little bit, but we're still working in the CrossFit every day. So I think the weight loss is going to continue to come, and it could come for you too. So join today, sodaweightloss.com, to book the transformation for yourself. And right now, if you want to book for you and you have a partner, they get their transformation for free. That's a promo Soda's running right now. So if you want to do it, sodaweightloss.com or call 866-800-SODA, SOTA. And Soda is, say it with me. I'm going to try and say it with me. State of the art.
Yeah,
there we go.
Soda is state of the art. We got to practice that.
Yeah, we do. I got to sync with you guys.
That's right.
It's going to work on it, though.
We're rooting for you. Keep it going.
Yeah, man.
Good work.
We're doing good things. So
good
thanks
work.
so much for Soda.
Here's the thing I've noticed is Paulie's just been raving. He's like, he's got like a guy in his corner or a gal in his corner, like rooting for you, helping you, advising you. It's nice to have a teammate on this weight loss journey.
Yeah.
It really is. And especially when you go out of town or you go to a friend's house, you go out to dinner.
There's accountability.
And you're wondering, what should I eat? What should I eat? But you can just text the menu of whatever restaurant or wherever you're going, and they'll tell you what you can and can't eat. So it's a constant accountability partner, and realistically, someone along the journey with you to guide you through the hardships that can be from dieting. Everyone's been doing diets that are hard, that they don't like what they're eating, but I can say I truly like what I'm eating, and that's why it's working.
All right, big second hour on tap. Big second hour on tap. We got to get into the Utah Tech SUU game. We'll go deeper dive on the BYU Arizona game tonight.
Sure.
More on the AFC and NFC championship games from yesterday, as well as a check-in on the high school sports and where everybody moved to in the latest RPI ranking. So we're going to get all of that when we come back. We'll get you all the stories that are trending inside the Finley Hyundai studio back after this timeout. right, welcome back, everybody. It is the Drive Show today, brought to you by our friends at Coral Canyon Golf Course. We're inviting you to get out and play now through the end of the month. Just $80, 18 holes with cart, with lunch and drink. Range balls to warm up, $80. What a fantastic deal. 435-688-1700. We went an hour into the show, Paulie, and we haven't even really had a lot of time to dive into that showdown at the Burns Arena on a Saturday night, a game you heard right here live on the Fan Sports Network. Paulie, you were manning Command Center. I was down at the Burns Arena with Ben, and boy, oh boy, great crowd, first of all. I had been hearing throughout the day that it was going to be a sellout. And I kept telling people, I'll believe it when I see it, because we haven't had an actual sellout where every seat was taken and the sellout, everybody was there in the arena. But man, oh man, they were probably as close as I've seen since the SUU game last year. To a sellout. And there was only a spackling of seats up top here and there open. And what's the Burns seat, like 4,300, 4,400?
I think it's 45 almost.
Yeah.
Right? Like 44 something, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. I think, I can't remember the exact, I used to have that memorized. But I don't remember the exact number anymore. I'm trying to see if I can check that. And there was announced attendance of almost 3,900 fans. So it was a couple hundred shy of an actual sellout. But it was
capacity 4,779 at the Burns.
4,779. Yeah. You know, and but look, that was a great crowd. The student section was the best I've seen it all year long.
Yes, the Stampede, you could hear them from the command center.
Yeah.
I could say that for sure.
And John Judkins and the Utah Tech Trailblazers, who were 6-point favorites in this game and entered this game tied with SUU for fourth in the conference. Both teams were 3-4, 3 wins in a row for the T-Birds. They had just beaten Utah Valley, and they had won 3 in a row. They come down the I-15 for the feud on 15, and Utah Tech gets them by 11. 102-91, the final score. Here's one of the big plays late that kind of gave a little cushion to the Trailblazers.
Performances by he and Farrow. And right now, this is going to push it to 5 if he can get this one to go. He doesn't. Trujillo secures the rebound. 6-point ball game, Dev, just under 2.
Yep, he's still not putting them away yet.
Again, look to run through Potter. See if you can get Belonga another explosive drive like that. You want to make sure you're getting good shots, but not milking so much time that you're forcing anything down the stretch.
Holt with 10. High pick from Potter. Hold all the way down the baseline. Kicks to the corner. Belonga's got a great look at a 3, and you can hear the crowd as it's the Nets on fire. Triple Blazers up by 9.
Kind of sealed it right there.
That was kind of the sealer.
Yep, kind of sealed it right there. He had a dunk about, I don't know, a minute earlier that was a baseline drive that kind of got the crowd to a fever pitch for the night. It was down the stretch there. It was as loud as it had been. I know Jaden Farrow did everything he could.
Yeah.
Elijah Duvall the same for SUU, but it was Utah Tech with 6 guys in double figures, led by a career high, a season high for Ethan Potter, 29 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists for EP.
Might be on his way to another WAC Player of the Week award after that performance. I would say that Dom Daniels had 47 this week too, so it might not be this week for him, but he's already had 3, and he's willing and waiting for his 4th one because he is a stud for this Trailblazer team.
Yep. 29 points, but what I loved is the 6 in double figures. And look, with Madiba Owana out for the season, they're still a little beat up. There's not a lot of depth, but I like Domingos giving you more minutes. I didn't mind the move bringing Chance Trujillo off the bench because he responded with one of his better performances, Folly, kind of playing that 2 guard off the bench. He went 7 out of 13, 17 points, and was the second leading scorer, and they need bench points. That's been a problem this year. So good adjustment for at least one game. Now we'll see if that was a matchup thing or if that's something that Juddy will stick with for a little bit while longer. They got 2 huge games down in Texas this week, but Trujillo had 17, 14 for Barrett. Belonga had 13. So did Tanner Davis on 6 of 7 shooting. And then Juice Holt had 10, but he had a double-double because he had 12 assists. Wow. So Holt running that point really provided a little bit of spark. He didn't shoot it as good running the point, but he distributed really nicely. And all that said, Utah Tech wins at 102-91. As for SUU, they had a nice little surge late, made that game close, just climbed back in behind Jaden Farrow. 35 points. He shoots 13 out of 16 from the field. 35 points, 12 rebounds. Unbelievable performance.
A big day for Jaden.
And Duvall, the freshman from Wilmington, Delaware, 28 points, also a season high. So career high, season high for Farrow and Duvall, and Ethan Potter, whose previous was 26. Now a new season high, career high, because it's his first year with Utah Tech, 29. I didn't go look to see what his career high was last year playing for Utah Valley, the transfer Ethan Potter, though. That's old news. Who cares, right? The new career high for the Blazers is set. That's the mark we really care about. And so a little Texas.
No, that was his career high. Rod asked him in the post game.
Yeah, it was his career high
for any school.
Because at UVU, he's more of a role player coming off the bench. He's the star of this team.
He is the star of Utah Tech's basketball team.
They run their offense through him on a lot of sets.
It does.
Not always. But there are a lot of pick and pops, pick and rolls, a lot of 5-guard action with Potter roaming, trying to get him the ball. Huge performance from EP. Great atmosphere at the Burns Arena. Paulie, if we can get atmospheres like that, wow, just wow. You wonder if this team, who has never been to the NCAA tournament, we just got eligible a couple of years ago, but you got to win the WAC conference postseason tournament. This year, though, one of 7 teams is going.
Yeah.
Now, the way they're going to do it with 7 teams, the 1 seed is going to get a bye. 2 is going to play 7, 3 and 6, and 4 and 5 in that first round. The 1 seed will be that much closer and get a bye in the first round. So Utah Tech most likely, unless they can get really hot and put a win streak together, you really just want to be that 2 or 3 seed. You want to be one of those top seeds.
Yes, you want the easiest path in the WAC tournament.
And if you win 3 games in a row, say they can get to the 3 seed, UT Arlington and UVU are going to be tough to catch. Utah Tech's at 4-4, leaders at 6-2, but they're only 2 games back. And you still haven't played everybody twice, and you got to play everybody a third time. There's going to be a lot of carnage and parity in the WAC with playing every team 3 times. Now, it's going to be tougher for Tech, too. They played SUU twice and beat them twice at home. Yeah. The next one will be at SUU. But they've had to go to CBU, and they played twice in Riverside. They'll finally see the Lancers at home. They played UVU once, but that was up north. They haven't seen them at the Burns Arena yet.
And with that 11th win for Utah Tech, that brings them to their entire total of their season last year.
Yes. They were much better team this year.
They were 11-20 last year overall, 7-13 in the conference. And if we remember, they had to play in that play-in game to even get in the WAC tournament. So this is they
won it.
They did win that game.
And then they beat SUU in the conference tournament.
No, they beat SUU in the play-in game.
The play-in game. That was against SUU.
They played UVU in the first round and lost. Yeah. But, this is a different team. I mean, this is a vastly more athletic team. Yeah. Yes, it is. I mean, there's so much more athleticism, length, agility, speed, like all the athleticism factors. This team checks the box over last year's team. Last year's team, I just didn't feel it had the cohesion as well. This team feels closer. They feel tighter knit. They feel like they want to win for each other and Coach Judkins and the school. So I just feel like this is a much improved basketball team, despite losing to some better teams in conference and still being in the meat of the conference in the middle. But I think these next stretch run, the next 2 weeks, we're going to see them kind of build up to where they're going to finish in the conference.
And my hope is that because the student section was, behind the basket all the way to the top, it was the most packed student section. I'm hoping those students had fun, and they're going to be back when it's not SUU.
Oh, they scored 100 points.
I know.
I mean, this was a fun game to be at as a student, as a fan, as an alumnus of Utah Tech. If you were in the building in the Burns Arena, you had a good time on Saturday night.
And that said, I think Rob Jeter's going to chalk this one up to just not our day, even though they had some really good bright spots. They're playing a lot better. I mean, if I'm a T-Bird fan, I'm listening up on 93.1, I'm pretty optimistic, even in a loss, that they can kind of continue to find some wins in the WAC and fight for that middle of the conference seed as well.
I mean, they just beat the best team in the conference. 84-70. So they've shown they can beat anybody, and everybody is on upset watch when you play SUU, including the Trailblazers. But they just, down the stretch, they made the shots that they had to make.
The concern with me is Cottrell is just kind of soft. He should be better. He should be more aggressive. Don't you think?
Oh, I've known that about him for years.
Like 3 out of 6, you're got almost a 7-footer out there. Utah Tech really doesn't have a true center. Potter goes 6'8".
But
He's
Potter
6'11".
was bullying Cottrell.
I know. He's soft.
Was. Yeah.
Like, I don't know how you get a kid to be tougher at this point in his career.
Yeah.
It just might not be in the DNA.
Might not.
Because Cottrell, 8 points, 3 out of 6, 2 rebounds. You're 6'11". You had 2 rebounds.
I don't know. Like when I was in the command center listening to the game on Saturday, I was like, when is he going to pop? When is he going to pop? Because I'm intrigued by him. He used to play for my school, so I've been following his career.
Your little guard Hayhurst had 5 rebounds.
I know. He just plays smaller than he is.
Your point guard Duvall is 6 foot. He had 7 rebounds. Your 6'11" guy in 30 minutes on the court had 2 stinking rebounds?
Yeah,
that's
not
a
good.
problem.
That's a big problem.
It is bad.
That's a problem. And they got to figure that out because he's a big body and he's a capable player, but it just seems like he's a little soft, like motor's not running high octane fuel.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that he's
putting that low 85 in, man. You got to put that NASCAR fuel in.
That's right.
Jet
95 octane, not 85.
T-Bird missile fuel.
That's right. Fill up the missile.
So Utah Tech over the weekend, Saturday night, game you heard right here on the Fan Sports Network, beats SUU 102-91. Great environment. This Cedar City, they had a student section of about, 50 to 100 fans that were loud and making noise and added to the environment. It was good to see. Hopefully now in February, when they go back up there to the AFEC, the Utah Tech student section travels. So that'll be really interesting to see.
Student sections, I like that. I got the scores in high school from Friday night if you want them.
Yeah, big night Friday night.
Big night in Region 9 hoops on Friday night, and what better than some great games that we were at and covering. How about the Dixie at Hurricane game, Dixie at Hurricane. I was at in H-Town for that game, and this was one that was really close throughout, but Hurricane does emerge victorious by 10 at the end of it. It was just kind of it was hard for Dixie to really get their footing offensively, only scoring 43 points in a full game. I feel like that's one of the lower totals I've seen on a Dixie game.
Did they double the ball all night long? Double the post?
Yeah, I mean, Colin Simmons was kind of kept under wraps for the most part. I felt that they did a really good job. Just whenever he touched the ball, they just eliminated all space for him. And the shooters of the Tigers, I mean, they had a lot of guys hitting from the outside, which made it fun. I mean, Brigham Kemp led the way with 22 points. Clyde Barrett had 12. Asher Blair, 9. Lincoln Stout, 5. Quinn Gubler, 5. Like, they just had a lot of balanced scoring throughout the lineup and a lot of guys making threes, which made it hard on Dixie, which Chaz Holbrook led the way with 19 points, and he had 4 3-pointers. But yes, Colin Simmons held 7.5 points under his average. He only scores 10 points in this game. So the Tigers did a really good job against our Finlay Subaru star watch of the game, which was Colin Simmons, held him to 10 and really not let him get going at any part in that game. So that was one game we were at, and then you two both were over at Crimson for the duel between the Mustangs and the Panthers.
Yeah, good game.
It was a great game.
Really good game. Crimson was trying to kind of get back on track. I mean, Dixie, Crimson, and Pineview entered last Friday night all 5-2 in the region standings in a 3-way tie for first place. And with Dixie losing at Hurricane, that opened up the door for the winner of this game to have outright first place, and that went to the home team, Crimson Cliffs. M&M were great in that game, Murdoch and Lindquist, and I thought they got some really good efforts from Easton back.
Yeah, 12 points.
They put him in the starting lineup. And they also made one other kind of wrinkle in the starting lineup and went a little bit bigger with another player as well and put Hokinson and Sands Reed coming in off the bench. And I thought that inserting a bigger lineup really made things a little harder on Jelani Ojegba and Caleb Schmidt and company to kind of get going.
Jelani finished with 4 points, so he definitely had I wasn't at this game, of course, but seems like he had a tough
him
go
down.
of it.
Yeah, did, yeah.
Not a great shooting night for J.O. And Crimson goes ahead and wins it over Pineview. Huge win. The other game from last Friday, Snow Canyon was up in Cedar City and ran past the Reds, keeping them winless in region play. Snow Canyon 77-45 victory. So now you look at it, and Crimson kind of controls their own destiny, and you got a log jam at second place. Yeah. Snow Canyon, Hurricane, Pineview, and Dixie all sitting there at 5-3. Crimson 6-2. Crimson still has a really difficult schedule remaining, Paulie. And if you look at next Wednesday's game, they are juicy because on Wednesday night we've got 3 incredible games. Crimson at the Hangar to take on Dixie. Pineview goes out to the Tiger's Den, and Desert Hills goes to the Jungle to take on Snow Canyon.
Wow.
And
Quite the slate.
And so the team that's winless, Cedar, has the bye. So all of those other games could be really right down to the wire.
It really could.
Yeah. You look at the latest RPI standings. Provo is still number 1 in 4A in the RPI. Pineview is Pineview still 2? Or is Dixie past them? Let me refresh my page. Pineview is still 2. Dixie is 3. Crimson, with their win over Pineview, jumps up 3 spots from 7 to 4. Over the weekend.
Wow.
Hurricanes win over Dixie jumps them up from 8 to 5. Snow Canyon, with their win over Cedar, didn't help them because Cedar hadn't won any region games, so they stayed at 9. So we still have 5 teams in the top 9, with Pineview at 2, Dixie at 3, Crimson at 4, Hurricane at 5, and then Snow Canyon at 9. And you could probably make a pretty compelling case on why any of those 5 teams can get hot and contend for a state championship, and I'd probably buy it at this point on January 26th.
I would too. Yeah. I mean, I think the parity, and don't sleep on Hurricane. I mean, I think they're coming.
They were the team that went the deepest last year.
They
lost
did.
to the eventual state champs in the semifinals and had a 7-point lead disintegrate down the stretch. If you remember,
that's right,
against Payson.
They may not be in the region title race with some early losses in the region. They could still claw their way back in, but I think Coach Stout said it on our show. He said, "I'm not really worried about the region title. I'm worried about the state title." So that's what they're worried about. They've got their eyes because they went deep to the semifinals last year. So I think with some guys gone, Callan Hughes leaves, but you got Clyde Barrett playing really well. I think Hurricane's a team people can't sleep on.
Girls will be back in action tomorrow night. Dixie still number 1 in the RPI. Desert Hills 3, Pineview 4, Snow Canyon 5. So on the girls' side, Region 9 is flexing their muscles as well with Dixie, Desert Hills, Pineview, Snow Canyon. 4 out of the top 5 seeds. The only other team is Green Canyon sitting there at number 2. Okay, so and Cedar's 11. So they've had a pretty good year, even though they've took their losses against some of their Region 9 foes.
Yeah.
So there's an update what's going on in high school hoops. Big week this week. Some monumental games coming your way. We're going to spend a little bit more time on this, but want to mention BYU hosting Arizona tonight. This is a huge game, Paulie.
That's where I was going next. Yeah, I'm just taking a look at the line now. It was opened at Arizona 3.5 on the road. It's all the way down to 1.5. A lot of action coming in on the Cougars, who I think are going to win tonight. At home, Marriott Center crowd going to be on fire. Arizona does not shoot the 3 particularly well, averages about 6.5 threes per game. They're more of an inside-based team. So I like the Cougars and their ability tonight to take down number 1, 20-0, 7-0 in the Big 12, Arizona at home tonight. But I will be watching. Oh, yeah. And it's normally 7 o'clock, not past my bedtime quite. But
not quite.
If it was 9, it would be.
Yeah, I'll be watching that game.
Yeah,
I'll get my popcorn. I'll get my popcorn
ready.
It'll
be popping, right?
Yeah,
I hope so. Hope you're both up watching.
Yeah, we will be.
Yeah,
come on, this is a big game.
This is.
I got a lot of respect for Tommy Lloyd. I've always admired him his days in Gonzaga with Mark Few, and then gets his shot to become Arizona's coach. He's done an incredible job.
Yeah,
and you can't say enough about what KY is building in just 2 seasons at BYU, taking care of Utah. Now, head-to-head, they beat the Utes twice. They sweep the season series. AJ coming off 43, freshman all-time high at BYU, passing guys like Danny Ainge. This is fun. There's a lot of storylines going into that game tonight. Cannot wait.
And there's a lot, like I mentioned earlier. I was just looking at their roster.
Yeah.
They got players from Lithuania, Germany, Sudan, Senegal, Australia, the Netherlands. They've got a lot of international flair on this Arizona team. So they play a little different style of basketball, not as many three-pointer shots. So I'm going to be interested to see how the Cougars defend this team with all their length, all their talent. And I think Koa Pete,
That's my favorite one to watch is Koa Pete.
He's awesome, isn't he?
He is awesome. I love watching him play. So
He'll
it'll be
be a
fun to
lottery
watch
pick.
like DeBonza and Koa Pete.
That's right. 2 probably lottery picks in the draft. This Braden Burry's going to probably be a top first-round pick. Krivos, probably a first-round pick. So you're seeing a lot of NBA talent in this game tonight. So if you're wanting some high-level college basketball action, big Monday on ESPN tonight, Arizona and BYU.
And that's the second game of a doubleheader. The first game's pretty juicy, too.
Yeah.
It's number 23 Louisville at number 5 Duke at Cameron Indoor Stadium out in Durham. Duke's 8-point favorites in that game, and then that'll pave the way for Arizona at BYU. Yeah, current line, Arizona by 1.5 points.
Wow.
So that is going down.
Slimming down.
There is a WAC game tonight, too. Abilene Christian is at Tarleton State. So that'll be interesting to see because obviously Utah Tech's got to go down there this weekend in Texas and play that I like to call the Texas two-step because they got to go play on a Thursday and then they got to go play on a Saturday. And we'll have, of course, both those Utah Tech games for you, of course, live right here on the Fan Sports Network. Rod Zundel will have those road games. We'll be calling them out for you. Let's see. The first game is at Abilene Christian on Thursday. So Juddy will be watching that game tonight with Abilene Christian and Tarleton State because he plays Abilene on Thursday and then Saturday at Tarleton. So playing both those two teams at the end of the week.
Yeah.
Kind of a little bit of is that a little bit more rest for Utah Tech, I guess?
Yeah.
You could argue that.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yep. Next home game for the Trailblazers will be February 5th when they host UT Arlington, and that one could be a huge one. Again, they could be playing the division, the conference leaders at that point in time.
That's right.
And I know for SUU, they got to go to UT Arlington coming up later this week as well. So SUU will get the Mavericks coming up. I think that game is on Thursday as well. So that'll be the next one for Coach Jeter and the Thunderbirds. All right, those are your top local headlines. We got to get to a timeout. Back in a minute here. Show today brought to you by our friends at St. George Tent Shop and Color Country Custom Coating. Get on down there to deck out your ride with the tent, with the paint, with the ceramic coating. Same location, tucked just off Riverside Drive. Right there, instead of turning left like you're going to go into Culver's, you turn right before Rainbow Sign and Banner. If you're coming down Riverside Drive going south or west, and you're right down the street, half a block on your left, you'll find the best in the business to take care of your vehicles. Whether it's an old one you're restoring or a brand new one, the guys at St. George Tent Shop and Color Country Custom Coating got you covered. Tell them the guys on the Fan Sports Network told you to stop on by. Back in a flash. It's more of The Drive on a Monday, a busy Monday, on your local sports leader. Welcome back, everybody. It's The Drive. Good morning on a Monday. So nice to have you locked and loaded here. Thank you for making us part of your Monday morning commute. If you're driving out to drop the kids off at school, or if you're heading home, or you're just getting out to the office for the day to start the work week, thank you for listening in the radio, in the car, the truck, or the SUV. Glad to have you. Welcome in those on the app. You can always listen anywhere worldwide. Free download. To download the Fan Sports Network app. Also, listen live, link right there on the website. Yeah. Lots of ways to access us. And don't forget, if you're already at the office and you get in early and you want to pop us on your computer, we are streaming our show. You can see how much weight Paulie's lost through soda weight loss firsthand. Look how slim he looks on the cameras this morning, as we are now streaming our show on YouTube every Monday through Friday, 7 to 9 a.m. Just go to the Fan Sports Network YouTube page and you'll find us under the live tab. Woo-wee! I am still on cloud 9 from yesterday in the NFL. Tara's got to be feeling pretty good too. She's had Drake May on her fantasy team all year long. She's kind of been on that bandwagon since week 1 of the Patriots, which I hate. I don't get. I can't understand it. They've had their day in their sun. They've had plenty of Super Bowl titles. Let somebody else have a turn.
I mean, I hate the Patriots too. I'm a Raiders fan. I hate the Patriots, but
yeah. She likes being right.
I had a feeling about Drake May.
She likes being right.
Yeah, I like being right.
Yeah. I mean, really, it's going to be an incredible story for Drake May in his second season if he can win a Super Bowl. And it's going to be even a better story for Sam Darnold in his 8th season after 5 different teams that he's played for. Started his career, was drafted 3rd overall by the Jets. That didn't work out, which is
for the Jets, nobody works
for the
out,
course.
Yeah.
Every quarterback doesn't work out for the Jets.
Out.
But then he went to Carolina, and then that didn't work out. And then he went to San Francisco, was a backup for a season. And I would argue that was the best thing that could ever have happened for Sam Darnold, is getting the Shanahan system just for 1 year and getting to see and learn. And I think that's where he really started to get it to click. Because then he goes to Minnesota on a 1-year deal and takes them playoffs. Obviously, they go one and done. Minnesota decides to draft quarterback and not re-sign him and enter John Snyder with another brilliant move. And John Snyder and Sammy D are in the Super Bowl. And John Snyder deserves a lot of credit for assembling this. Paulie, do you remember just a couple years ago, we were talking about how Seattle's in a rebuild year?
Yeah.
And they were still winning 9-10 games in rebuild years, and we were like, "Man, they fast tracked this." Here we are, 2 years into Mike McDonald's tenure, and he's coaching for the very first time as a head coach in a Super Bowl. Now we know he's been a D coordinator for the Ravens in the Super Bowl before, but not as a head coach.
That's right.
So this one's got to be real special for Mikey D.
I'll do you one better. How about a guy that's resurrected an entire team in 1 year?
1 year.
For a terrible team that won 4 games last year in the Patriots.
Yeah.
Mike Vrabel deserves more credit. I think he is the coach of the year in the NFL.
I'm a Vrabel fan. Yeah.
I think he is the NFL coach of the year.
See, and I think it's Mike McDonald, but I'm a homer.
I like to look at the odds. I like to see where they are.
I just think they play in a tougher division. That's the main selling point that I would sell you on, is they had to play the Rams and the Seahawks, had to play the 49ers twice in the regular season, and by the way, they had to go through them again in the postseason. I just feel like that's a lot more difficult than the Patriots' schedule. Take nothing away from Mike Vrabel. Seattle had a harder schedule. You can't argue that.
They did.
You just can't argue that.
But the playoffs are a different season, and the Patriots have waded their way through the playoffs. And after yesterday's big win, this was Mike Vrabel's post-game speech to his team in the locker room. This is electric. Take a listen.
I promise you, we're going to let you celebrate. Okay, bring it in here, please. Warriors! Come out and play! Okay, listen to me. Sometimes you got to believe things before you can see them. Okay, you got to believe them before you can see them. And from the time that we started, you did everything that we asked you to do. Okay, we said everybody's journey to this league looks a little different. Just like everybody's journey to the Super Bowl looks a little different. Okay, we can enjoy this, and we will. You've earned the right. Okay, I appreciate everything that you guys have done. This staff, these players, our ownership, every single person has helped us get here. okay? But you got to celebrate tonight. And then tomorrow, it's how are we going to win the next game? You understand me? How is this group going to find a way to win one more game? We're going to pack our up, okay? We're going to take our belief, we're going to take our identity, and we're going to go on the road. Okay, let's everybody just bring in here real tight. Let's get that.
I'm going to interrupt 1 sec and say we really have come a long way and want to give this game ball to a coach who's amazing and did something that's never been done before with all of you. No other team in the history of the NFL has gone 9-0 on the road.
Wow. Vrabel getting the game ball.
From Robert Kraft.
Yeah, it sounds like Robbie had a couple drinks there before he got that. He's talking a little slow. You can cut it now.
You know, he was.
Well, he's enjoying the win.
Yeah.
He's enjoying the win. I'm thinking he's enjoying
He's
it
not
a
flying
lot.
the team
I
plane
think
back
all
home.
of us were talking like that last night.
That's true.
You guys are familiar with Kalshi or whatever.
Kalshi,
where
new
it's
betting platform.
kind of like Robinhood. They've got, it's more like a stock market.
Yeah, trading.
Mike Vrabel, 85%, 85 cents to $1. He is the coach of the year. Mike McDonald is 14%, basically. So if you think Mike McDonald's going to win it, you could
No,
actually
him.
you could actually
No, I'm talking about him.
make some good money.
Yeah.
Not going to make much off of Vrabel winning the coach of the year.
He's pretty much the lock, I would think.
Yeah, he's done a great job. I mean, the
Yeah,
road
the
record
road.
is the road record.
Yeah, no matter who you play, it's hard to beat teams in the NFL.
It's hard to discount what Mike McDonald has done either, though.
Absolutely. They both have strong cases. I just think the Seahawks were in a much better spot last year than the
They went
Patriots
10-7.
were. Gerard Mayo left the team in disarray, and he was a terrible head coach for the Patriots. So I think that Vrabel had to do a big cleanup job this year. And even if they did have an easy schedule, the playoffs is a second season, and they've waded through the playoffs. So you got to give them credit where credit's due. I think Vrabel's the coach of the year.
If you like watching wide receivers, you had to enjoy that game yesterday. Watching JSN and Cooper Kupp and watching Devontae Adams and watching Puka Nacua.
Yeah.
They all had good games.
They did.
They all scored touchdowns.
Yeah.
I'm surprised by Devontae's staying power the most because all those years in Green Bay, then with the Raiders, then he is still a top probably 15 receiver in the NFL. He's a stud, led the league in touchdowns this year.
Yeah.
I mean, he can play still. I mean, and I was watching him run route after route, and it's just very impressive.
We saw two very different championship games yesterday.
Yeah.
10-7, snowy, low scoring, but a one possession game.
It was still exciting.
And then, the high scoring NFC championship game, 31-27, Patriots.
And the public loves that game way more because the public loves offense. I mean, defensive slugfest really.
What I can't figure out though is, did the Patriots benefit, and how much did they benefit from Bo Nix not being in the lineup? Do you have a way
they
to
benefited.
I know, but how much?
A lot.
How much?
I think your offense is a lot different with Stidham. That's what I'll say. And not even the plays that Bo Nix could have or should have made. I still think Stidham leaves a lot of plays out there. And that's the thing, is that you leave a lot of potential big plays on the table where Bo Nix can make that big play, whether it be running or throwing or doing stuff in the open field and dramatic stuff. I mean, he's always had a flair for the dramatic. I think Stidham, just being the backup, haven't played in so long, he was just trying so deathly not to make a mistake. I feel like he just didn't want to make the big, crushing mistake, and he was kind of playing like that a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and for Drake May, second year in the league, the turnaround with Vrabel in his rookie season, all the road wins, you're going to the Super Bowl. This is an incredible start to his journey as an NFL quarterback.
It is.
And you got to feel good for Sam Darnold, too. He finally came through. And regardless of what happens in the Super Bowl, he has rewrote his career.
He has. Absolutely.
He has changed the trajectory of his career. I mean, he was coached by Adam Gase and Matt Rule on hopeless teams, and now he's with a defensive coach and Mike McDonald, who had nothing but high praise for Sam Darnold, and this team believed in him. They picked him up when he was down, and he put them on his back and his right arm. in last night's win over the Rams. 346 yards and 3 touchdowns, no turnovers.
And the Seahawks have not been one shy to take on a reclamation project. I mean, they took on Geno when he was kind of left for dead in the NFL, not really starting and really getting many reps as a starter. Pete brings him in. They have some decent years. I think they go to the playoffs once. But the Darnold acquisition has transformed the Seattle franchise, again, to being one of the preeminent powers.
Sorry.
Tara's got some highlights she wanted to show us.
No, sorry. I do.
I don't mind seeing Seahawk highlights
he
again.
wants this.
I've only seen these about till midnight last night.
Until midnight. Sorry.
Well,
no, this is like the one-handed catch, but like the Darnold throw too is incredible.
Tight window.
Yeah.
And JSN's like, I didn't think I could get 2 on it, so I just stuck one out, and it stuck. I mean,
It's stuck.
It's stuck. Like, here's the thing about Sammy D. 25 of 36.
Yeah.
3 touchdowns, 346, 82.9 total QBR. That QBR was the second best performance by a quarterback in the entire postseason. The only performance better, higher QBR was Josh Allen against Jacksonville.
Oh, wow.
When he had that Herculean effort
to
beat the Jags in the wild card round.
That's right. That was quite the game. But
and K9 only had 55 yards rushing. So it was pretty much Sam Darnold dropping back, throwing the ball without play fakes. They put this game on his shoulders, and he delivered. I couldn't be more happy for Sam Darnold.
yeah, I mean, there's actually a really funny tweet from Jackson Payne. He's a sports writer for the Deseret, and he says, Sam Darnold overcame being drafted by the Jets to reach the Super Bowl. There's still hope for Zach Wilson.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He's a BYU guy. Got to throw that in there for Zach. Maybe he can get over the hump and crack a starting lineup sometime soon. But Darnold, yes. I mean, I think there was nobody more doubted in the NFL before the Minnesota year, and then a new set of doubts crept in after the Minnesota year because of the horrific collapse against the Rams in the wild card round. But now he has rectified that. He did, in my words, a legacy game for Sam Darnold. It was for his legacy, for his just legitimacy. He finally proved that he was legit. He proved in a big game.
Too legit to quit.
That's right. Too legit to quit because he legitimately had an amazing game.
Look, his numbers in Minnesota were great last year, though.
They were.
4,319 yards, 35 touchdowns, 12 picks.
That's right. But what were his stats in the Rams wild card game? Let me find that real quick. Sam Darnold. I'll get it.
Not good. But this year for the Seahawks, completes 67.7% of his passes for 4,048 yards, 25 touchdowns. I mean,
he got sacked 9 times in that game through 2 picks. Yeah, he did not have a good one. And I think a couple of those were scoop and score sacks.
He doesn't have the culture in the locker room, though, he's got in Seattle. I think there's a big difference. I'm telling you. They believe in him. There's something to be said about a coaching staff and a locker room that has your back. Yeah. And I don't think he had that with the Jets or the Panthers. I do think to a certain extent he had it with the 49ers and Vikings, and I think that's when you started to see the career and the trajectory change for Sam Darnold is getting with a winning locker room, a winning culture, a winning organization. And man, oh man, I couldn't be happier for a guy, Sam Darnold. I mean, there was a lot of pressure coming out of USC, a top pick, and he was considered widely for the first 5 years of his career a huge bust.
A bust, yeah.
And I remember when Sam Darnold being drafted, how much Colin Cowherd and all the big names loved Sam Darnold. And I'm like, okay, I liked him at USC. He had a solid college career. And then he went to the Jets. And where do all good quarterbacks go to die? The Jets.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold went there. Geno went there out of college. I mean, a lot of quarterbacks. Zach Wilson.
Look at Justin Fields this year.
Fields.
It wasn't greener pastures from Pittsburgh to New York.
No, it was not.
It was not. I mean,
Aaron Rodgers had a terrible run there as well. Got hurt the one year, had an average year. The second year had a way better year in Pittsburgh this year.
100%.
So it really is where quarterbacks go to die. It's why Dante Moore is going back to Oregon, to be honest with you.
He doesn't want to go.
Doesn't want to go to the Jets. And McShay, we played that clip on the show. He even said that fire up the Jets. No one wants to go there.
Nobody wants to go there.
Dan Orlovsky had a really good tweet, too, that helped Sam Darnold out. And Orlovsky tweeted this out about an hour ago.
Yeah.
he said he absolutely loved how Clint Kubiak, the Seahawks offensive coordinator, moved Jackson Smith around. Look at his receiving yards by the lineup positions. Wide right, he had 4 catches for 55. Wide left, 2 for 50. Slot right, 2 for 22. Backfield, 1 for 14. Slot left, 1 catch for 12 yards. They put him all over the field and made it difficult for the Rams defense to find him out of different formations. That's why a lot of people think there's, 5 NFL head coaching jobs still open today?
Yeah.
A lot of people think Kubiak could be in line to get one of those 5. Now, teams cannot talk to him during this Super Bowl window.
Yeah, they're waiting. They're fighting the good fight, having to wait all this time.
So that's going to be the really interesting thing. If you want anybody on Vrabel or McDonald's staff, you cannot talk to them until after February 8th.
Right.
Which is a great rule. The NFL has that. I'm so glad that rule is in place.
Yeah. Tampering has never been worse in college sports. So at least in the NFL, they're keeping it under control.
Gonna be, and I'll tell you what. So many people have said, "Man, Cooper Kupp, he's just not putting up numbers in Seattle." And I'm like, you haven't watched the games. What Cooper Kupp means to this organization as a blocker, as a locker room leader, worth every penny. I cannot believe, and there was some silver lining. The Rams just flat out did not want him back and didn't even negotiate a contract after his was up.
Yeah, I mean, he's been
he
really
goes to Seattle, which is home. He grew up in Yakima, Washington, and I think he went to Davis High School. We know about the career at Eastern Washington and Cheney, just outside Spokane, and the records. But Cooper Kupp against his former team, huge day.
Yeah, big day.
Huge day.
Touchdown.
4 catches and a touchdown.
Need the touchdown.
Some key blocks, no mistakes, couple critical third down conversions on catches. One was a really bad low throw from Sam Darnold around his shoe tops. He caught it out wide, made the defender miss, got the yak yards he needed for the first down.
That was a big one.
That was a big play.
It was. Big play in the course of that game.
And I know JSN will dominate the story and the stats. And Barner didn't do a whole heck of a lot, and Sauber didn't have a big impact on this game. The tight ends were more blocking and not much in the pass-catching department. Rashid Shaheed just had the big 51-yarder down the sideline, but other than that, he didn't have a big day receiving.
Beginning of the game, though, he got him started fast with that big catch.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a big momentum play.
And that's what I like about Sam Darnold is he hit Shaheed. He hit Bobo for the touchdown. He found Cooper Kupp, and of course Jackson Smith-Njigba had his 10 catches, and he's the workhorse, but they moved him around. It was an incredible job by Clint Kubiak, and I'll admit I was a little unsure. I thought Ryan Grubb did some nice things last year, and when we decided to move off of him at 10-7, I'm like, it was his first year ever in the NFL, and we went 10-7 with Geno Smith.
Yeah.
And so then when we let Ryan Grubb go, but Mike McDonald knew that was not the right coordinator for his coaching style.
Yeah, that's right.
And Kubiak is. And how about that trade for Rashid Shaheed? I know we've mentioned this before, but that was a trade in the middle of the season.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people thought much of.
Yeah.
And you look at the punt returns, the kickoff returns, you look at that 51-yarder. The Weber State product is having a huge contribution to the Seattle Seahawks Super Bowl run.
When I think about how to plan my day, I just think WWJD. What would John do?
What would, in John we trust. In John we trust. Got to get to a final break. We're back in a flash. Big Fitness on a Monday. Stay with us, sports fans. Yes, 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 yes. We are back. I'm just relaxing on a Monday. I'll tell you
loose
what.
as a goose over there.
As one of my best buddies, Gabe, says, my coffee tastes real good this morning after a Seahawks win.
That's right.
We're going to the Super Bowl, baby. I got to figure out what I'm doing for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we were talking in the break a little.
I need some help.
Yeah.
The Fan Sports Network, we're not a 1,000-watt boomer. We're affiliate of the Broncos. But
hey, we made it
not
to the NCAA
Seahawks.
Tournament.
I just don't think
stretch.
With all of the credential requests, everybody on Radio Row, like the odds of us getting credentials are slim and none.
Yeah.
So that leaves one other option. You fork over, and the cheapest ticket to get into Levi's Stadium right now is priced at $6,000.
That's right.
And some change.
Yeah.
Last night it was like $5,800, $5,900 for an obstructed view in the 400 level.
It's gone up.
And now it's even gone up more. And if you want to sit lower bowl, you're over $10,000 a ticket.
Well, just from a few years ago, I think. Well,
I remember when Seattle played in New York.
Yeah,
in the Meadowlands
one. The snow Super Bowl. Well, the cold
Denver.
Super Bowl, yeah.
Tickets were only $2,200, but it was Denver, Seattle in New York. Nobody in New York cared about Denver or Seattle, so their fans could afford to go and see that their team. And I remember pricing out when New England and Seattle met last time in the Super Bowl when the Butler did it.
Yeah.
And Russell Wilson audible to the slant route, and Butler picked them off.
That's what makes me sad. You've had three opportunities.
I know.
And you haven't seized any.
Well, I wasn't.
You were close to the New York
The first one when Hasselback and the Seahawks, I believe it was the 2005 season against Tomlin and the Steelers. This is the three. This is our fourth opportunity. I've had three opportunities to go see a Super Bowl in my lifetime.
This will be the fourth.
This will be number 4. Yeah, we've won one, we've lost 2.
That's right.
Lost to, I don't want to talk about the Steelers game. Remember Roethlisberger?
The push-off.
Jackson got called for the push-off. That was a phantom offensive pass interference call.
XL, baby. I remember it like it was yesterday.
And then, we were really close to winning that game. I think we ended up losing by 10 or 11.
Yeah.
But there was some calls that obviously went against us there to make it that big of a
And that
discrepancy.
was the one, Randall L. through the reverse pass. That was kind of the dagger, right?
Yeah. Antoine Randall L.
Yeah.
That's a name I haven't heard in a minute. And then, of course, we know what happened down in Arizona. Tickets in Arizona were in the 4,000 to 5,000 range, but not as expensive. Yes, but not as expensive. Silicon Valley is gobbling up the tickets, all that tech money out there. I don't think ticket prices are coming down.
Okay.
So that leads me to believe, I got to go to a Seahawks Super Bowl in my lifetime, right? Like I've been to Augusta.
Yeah.
The Open Championship is next on my bucket list. I've been to multiple U.S. Opens. I need to get to a PGA, a Ryder Cup. There's some things on my bucket list, but the top of them is seeing Seattle in the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to a Stanley Cup game. You have too. I've been to some big sporting events. I've never been to an NBA final game. I've been to an all-star game in baseball when it was at Safeco Field back in 2002. I've been to some cool events, but I've never been to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, me neither. Well, I have.
And I don't. You have. You were just there in Las Vegas.
I've been to 2, actually.
Yeah.
2 Super Bowls.
Oh, which was the other one?
The Colts and the Saints.
Yeah, see, and that's the thing. If you get your tickets early and you don't care who you're seeing, then you can actually buy a package and you can afford it and you can make an event out of it.
Like whenever we know we're going to go, like months and months in advance.
I have no interest of if the Broncos and the Rams were playing in the Super Bowl and it went the other way, or if it was Patriots and Rams, I don't care.
That's why
I have no interest.
You can't pre-purchase for that very reason.
I'm not going to spend whatever the package is to go watch 2 teams I don't root for. Now, when my team is in the Super Bowl, that becomes a top priority.
Sure.
Yeah. Last night, I must have said, I got to go. About, you thought I had to go to the bathroom all night, and there was nowhere to go. The line was, you were at the stadium waiting outside the beer concession line for the bathroom.
And let me just, a Super Bowl without your team in it, it's kind of a weird phenomenon, I must say. As someone who's
it's
been
more
to
of a
2
social event.
It's a social
it's a
thing.
party.
It's a game. It's fun to watch, but at the end of the day, I would love going to a Super Bowl with my team in it, and that is an opportunity you've had a few times.
I've got some scenarios that I got. One is just being there in Santa Clara.
All right, yes. Let's work through this with the listeners. Yeah, maybe we get the text line fired up. What should he do?
Yeah. I don't know if we have time for that. We're coming up on the end of the show. But,
You're right.
This is going to be an interesting week for me trying to figure out how as just a fan, this is not as a host of the drive. This is just me, the fan and me, growing up as a young kid in Washington State, rooting for Dave Craig and Steve Largent and Joe Green and Kurt Warner and Joe Nash and Kenny Easley, and through the years, obviously Benny and Brian Blades, and you go to the era there with Matt
Ricky
Hasselback
Waters.
and Sean Alexander and Ricky Waters and Angry Doug Baldwin, and then you got
Sidney
into
Rice.
the Legion of Boom era there with Cam Chancellor and Richard Sherman and Earl Thomas. And now here we are today with Sammy D and this Seahawks team. And I'm trying to figure out, do I rent somewhere and just have a party? Do I just do a house party? Do I actually go to Santa Clara? Or do I fork money over and just go as a fan?
Wow.
Quite the dilemma on my hands.
Quite the dilemma.
Because I am a diehard Seattle Seahawks fan, have been since birth. And so we'll see what this week brings. But yeah, I must have said I got to go to this game like 20 times last night. I got to go. I'm like, Boston, we got to go. My wife's like, you're not going.
There you go.
She saw how much ticket for. She's like, you're not going.
But it's all right.
We're out of time. We'll be back tomorrow. Tons more fun on the drive. We'll see ya. Have a great Monday, everybody. We out of here.